to day 13 of my detox challenge. Today we're going to be doing a delicious full body stretch from head to toe. For this, I want you to have a couple of blankets or towels that you can use during the practice. And to begin with, I'm just going to sit up on them. That should feel nice. Create a little bit of space for the pelvic girdle here. So sit comfortably, however you like to sit. And just bring your hands onto your knees. Inhale, begin to lengthen the spine. On your exhalation, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Allow the eyes just to soften and close. Just notice here how your body actually feels. Are there places that it feels bound up, tight, tense, uncomfortable? Maybe places that feel open and expansive and comfortable. Take a mental note here. And then take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. On your exhalation, just flutter your eyes open. Okay, from there, we're going to inhale. On your exhalation, let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Try not to take your shoulders with you, so we're just isolating this part of the body. And just notice how that feels. If it already feels like a lot, then this is where you need to stay. But if you feel like you could work into it a little bit more, take your right hand and place your hand on the top of your head. Don't pull on the head, but just let the weight of the arm draw the ear closer to the shoulder. You might want to extend left fingertips to the floor. And then just close your eyes and breathe into the sensations that arise, lingering just a little bit longer in the yin phase of the breath, the exhalation, and seeing if you can allow something to let go with every exhale breath. Release the hand from top of the head, roll the head back to center, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, slowly raise the head, bring your hands back onto your knees. Inhale to lengthen the spine. On your exhalation, left ear to left shoulder, keeping that right shoulder down. Good, notice how it feels here. So it's not going to be the same left to right, right to left, because we use our bodies so differently on each side. If this feels like enough, then this is your place. Stay here and breathe. If you've got more space to work into, take your left hand on top of your head, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, draw your ear towards your shoulder. Maybe extending the left fingertips to the floor. Close your eyes and just breathe here with this intention of letting something go with every exhale. Release the hand from on top of the head, slowly roll the head back to center, chin to chest. Bring your hands onto your knees, take a deep breath in, and on your exhalation, peel your head back to center. Now roll the shoulders up to the ears as you inhale. On your exhalation, circle them back and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come into this shoulder and heart opening pose and Hastasana. I want you to maybe pad underneath the knees a little bit if your knees feel sensitive on the floor. We want to have the knees about hip distance apart and your hips pretty much over the line of the knees. Try to keep that there, and then you're going to start to walk your hands forwards. Keep a lift of the belly just to stop the lower back from overarching. And then as you stretch your arms away from you, you can begin to drop your forearms down towards the floor. Right? If you need to be here, just resting the forearms down, then just be there. If you can, as you stretch away, you can begin to drop the forehead down there, or even turn the chin onto the floor. See where it feels best. And then even though it's a little bit more active, a little bit more intense, see if you can begin to move the center of the chest, move the sternum towards the floor. And see if you can do this with your breath, so there's an idea of just melting right through the center of the chest, from the back of the heart, through the center, to the front of the chest. And just remain there for a few more breaths. Turn your head onto the floor, walk your hands in one at a time, separate the knees, big toes together. You're going to sit back. If you need to bring a cushion or a blanket or something underneath the buttocks, you can do that. Or the backs of the knees, you can do that. Rest your head down on something, your hands, the floor. And as you stay here, just see if you can breathe into the back of the rib cage, so the rib cage gently expands on your back as you inhale. On your exhalation, see if you can surrender your upper body down towards the floor. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders, draw your knees together, and just come to sit. We're going to keep working with the spine in a reclined twist, so it might be nice to have your blankets or cushions to support your legs on there. So we're going to stretch the arms out, draw the knees in and press the feet away from you, right angle at the back of the knees. Take a breath in, and on your exhalation, you're going to completely roll over to your right side, bringing your right hand with you. Now, as much as possible, stack your knees and support both your knees and your feet onto a blanket or cushions. And then we're just going to slide this left arm up over the head and pause for a moment. And then continue to slide it all the way out in the opposite direction. We're just going to begin to slide this upper arm, the left arm, over the head, pause for a moment, and then slide it all the way out. See if you can really get the left shoulder blade on the floor, move around in order for you to do that. And then turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. And there, just begin to surrender, let the center of the earth begin to pull you down deeper into the floor. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, draw your head and your knees back to center. If you use some support under your legs, you're just going to switch it over to the other side. Press the feet away from you, knees at a right angle, and then roll all the way over to your left. Find your place there. Bring your right arm with you. Stack your feet, stack your knees, and then begin to slide your right arm up over your head. When it gets halfway, pause there. And then begin to open the arms out like a T. Turn your head towards your right hand. Wriggle around a little bit if you need to get the right shoulder down. And then close your eyes and completely surrender there. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, turn your head and draw your knees back to center. Hug the knees in for a moment. Good, and then you're going to roll to your right side, press yourself up to sitting. And we're going to begin to work a little bit on the lower body. So I want you to sit up on something. So here I've got one blanket and have another towel or blanket close at hand. I want you to stretch your right leg out and draw your left knee in. Wriggle back onto whatever you're sat on, and then step your left foot over. You can stay right here, or you can stack your knees one on top of the other. So it might be nice to put something between the legs, or it might be nice to support this foot here. See how that feels. And then we're going to press into the fingertips to get long through the spine, and then just shuffle back again. And then we'll begin to come forwards, but with the bottom leg straight. You're not going to go very far very quickly, so don't expect to, unless you're super flexy. And then I just want you to wriggle out and shake out this bottom leg a little bit, trying to get it to relax. And then we're just going to begin to surrender here. So it's nice to rest your head on something. It could be your hands like this. Could be your fists, right? Or maybe your forehead can rest onto your knee there. See where you need to be to feel something, but not to be overdoing it, right? Not creating more stress and anxiety, but letting go. And stay here for about another minute. Parts of your body. Lift your head, bring your fingertips down. Inhale, on your exhale, slowly come on up. You're going to lean over to the right and then bend your right leg underneath you. So you want to end up with the heel to the outside of the left hip. You can work to stack your knees a little bit more there. Inhale, get long through the spine, and exhale, shuffle back a little bit, and then begin to bow forwards. So don't be in a hurry to arrive at your edge, but just see how it feels in the journey to get there. Again, you might want to support your head wherever you need to, however you need to. And then once again here, just begin to connect to the breath and melt. and the palms to the floor. Press yourselves out back to center. Use the strength of your arms to unravel the legs, lean back on your hands and just take a little bit of movement through the legs. Okay, this time the left leg's going to stay straight, right leg's going to bend. Cross the right foot over, stay there, come forwards, or stack one knee on top of the other. Remember, you can pad in between the legs, or you can support underneath your right foot. Get really long through the spine, snuggle back onto what you're sat on, and then as you begin to come forwards, just wriggle this left leg out a little bit, try to soften it. And then again, just begin to make your way to a place where you can stay, support the head, however you need to, and then just completely surrender. So I know that it probably feels intense on that straight leg, but see if you can just work with your breath to stay here for another minute. Release the head, press into the floor to come back to an upright position. You're going to lean over to the left this time. Bend that left leg underneath you. And then take a moment just to stack the knees as best you can. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, snuggle back as you come forwards. And then slowly begin to make your way to your place here, supporting yourself however you need to be supported, completely letting go, surrendering the upper body, and just allowing the breath to wash around the pelvis, the hips, to release any tension there. Turn the hands to the floor, press yourself back to sitting. Going to use the strength of your arms to unravel your legs, stretch the legs out and give them a little bit of a shake. Very good. Okay, from here, just want you to come onto your knees. Again, you can feel free to put a blanket underneath your knees if you need to. We're not going to be here very long. But then I want you to tuck your toes, because we want to stretch out the ankles and the toes too. And sit back as much as you can onto your heels. You may need to stay forward so that your entire weight is not on your feet and on your toes, but if you can, come to here. And then a couple of options with the arms. You're either going to take the hands behind you, take your hands around your opposite elbows. There's a tendency to really arch into the lower back there, so I want you to avoid doing that. Or you can come into reverse prayer, so bringing the fingertips together and the fleshy part of the thumbs against the sacrum, and then begin to turn the fingertips up towards the ceiling. So any stage here is great. You might be able to get the heel of the hand to come together. You might be able to slide your hands a little bit further up between your shoulder blades. See how that feels. Be where you need to be. Feel free to come up and untuck your toes at any time. We're just going to stay here for another couple of breaths if you can. I know. Good, and then release. Come up, release your toes. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel that sense of relief probably. And then we're just going to finish up with one of my favorite poses here that really begins to create space in the side body and go really deep into the abdominal area. And not somewhere that we particularly stretch out passively very often at all. So it's really good because imagine all our organs of assimilation and detoxification around here. So you're going to lay straight. If this feels uncomfortable on your lower back, bend your knees, lift, tuck and roll down. Okay, from there I'm going to press my elbows down, lift my upper body, so kind of lifting the shoulders and then scooting over to the right. So I always imagine that this is a sideways moving caterpillar. Keep the hips exactly where they are and just continue to move over to the right until you feel a really nice stretch come to the left side body. Now you're going to start to move your legs to the right as well, but just inch by inch. And when this stretch on the left side of the body gets really quite intense, hold there. You might want to stay there. You might want to cross your left ankle over your right. Again, that will kind of deepen the stretch. So if you don't need it to be any deeper, no need to go that far. And then try to avoid this left hip coming right up. Allow it to drop down. And then just take your arms up over your head so they can either kind of be like a cactus on the floor there, shoulders relaxed, or you might want to take your hands around, one hand around your opposite wrist and just see where the head wants to be. And then as you inhale, so it's okay here, this is kind of like an asymmetrical little baby back bend, so your lower back is not going to feel the same left to right, and that's okay because we're going to do it on the other side as well. So see if you can settle into that sensation, and as you inhale, see if you can use your inhale breath to really move the breath along the left side of the body, deep into the left side of the abdomen, so you're really expanding even more. And then as you exhale, soften that left side completely. Release the arms, uncross the legs. Take your time to wriggle your upper body back to center. And then do the same with the legs. And then just have a look down the line of the body and check that you actually are in a straight line. Bend your legs, lift your hips, tuck and roll down. Straighten the legs again. We're going to go over to the left side. So elbows down, begin to crawl the upper body, keeping the hips still, towards the left. As soon as you feel the beginnings of a stretch along the right side body here, you're going to start to walk your feet over to the left as well. Stop where this starts to get quite intense and then decide, maybe you'll cross your right ankle over your left, maybe you won't. Take your arms up, comfortable position, however you want to have them. There's a nice opening for the shoulders there too. If you've clasped one wrist, remember to switch hands. And then the same breath with the same thing with the breath here. So as you inhale, breathing all the way down the right side of the body, expanding through the right side of the abdomen. And then as you exhale, just letting something go. So you could stay in each of these poses for far longer than we have today. Anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes or even longer, but in order to get this sensation of freedom and stretch through the whole body in just a short space of time, then hopefully you'll notice a difference just from these short holds. Come out, release the arms, uncross your legs. Begin to walk your torso back to center. Draw your legs back to center. Check that you're actually in a straight line. And then bend your legs. Bring your palms down onto the floor. We're going to peel the spine up from the floor. Take a deep breath here. On your exhalation, roll the spine down from top to bottom, feeling each vertebrae as you release down towards the floor. Good. Pause for a moment. Inhale and then exhale. Begin to peel your spine back up from the floor as high as you can go without too much force. Inhale, and on your exhalation, slowly roll down, feeling every inch of the spine as you release. And when the tailbone touches down, you can just relax. Stretch the legs out, turn the palms to the ceiling. Begin to turn the arrows of your attention towards your breath. For the next minute or so here, just allow the breath to wash through you, sweeping away anything that no longer serves you, anything that you're ready to let go of, body, mind, or spirit. Gently wiggle the fingertips, the tips of the toes. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs. And then bend your knees and roll over to your right side. With the least amount of effort possible, keeping the eyes closed, begin to sit into an upright position. Bring the head to center. Inhale, really feel the length of the spine, and exhale, just allow the shoulders to soften. And here, just for the last 30 seconds or so, I want you to revisit the exercise that we did at the beginning of class, just noticing different areas of the body, noticing where things are tight, caught up, tense, uncomfortable, and where things have more space, more freedom, and more comfort. Draw your palms together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, bow your head to your heart. Namaste.